The 4th of July might be the day when the greatest nation in the world, the United States of America, celebrate their independence. And right here, as you get to see the beautiful images of the Pearl of Africa, the capital Kampala, here in Uganda, a great rivalry has headlined stories in international rugby. Uganda up against Kenya. For many, stories written from the very start. For others, chapters closed and others beginning to open. But for those who will headline today's action, it is a walk back to memory lane, a walk back down to the good old days, because this is a meeting between legends and veterans who brought so much joy to viewers aplenty on these grounds. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your live broadcast of the 2026 return leg of the Kenya versus Uganda Legends and Veterans Festival match. The sun is out, beautiful as ever, clear skies. We are in festival mood. It might be off season for those in Ugandan rugby, but right now it is full on action as the veterans get in on the playing field. But before we get to that, I welcome you. I'm Ernest Akorebirunji. I'll have the opportunity to speak to a couple of people who have decided to come here and get in on the action. Good afternoon, sir. Looking as beautiful as always. I love your kit. Test rugby is on. But before we talk official test rugby, there's some business that we have to attend to. Uganda versus Kenya. Your names, please.
My own experience, being a Ugandan and a former player, the script could be the same. We expect Kenya to come out hard, despite the fact that they lost. But seeing these faces back on the pitch, people we graced the game with earlier on, these players going on now could learn one or two things from them. Many of them have been on the international scene. Yeah, but what's important is being tired or being retired doesn't mean they're away from the game. You can still get to see what talent they have. We expect them to come out hard. Yeah.
You mentioned that you played before, so I would like two things. One, to get your name exactly, but then most importantly, which club you played for?
Caesar is my name. I played for two clubs. Played for Buffaloes, then Rhinos longest. Retired, and I think in 2012.
Prediction for today's game?
It's very hard to have score predictions for a rugby game, but I expect maybe a 2-point gap between the two teams, the winner. But we expect Kenya to come out hard, but the Ugandan lads also look fresh. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Caesar, and please enjoy the game. I love your kit. Looking forward to watching South Africa later as well, but right now we have business here at home to attend to. Just a quick revisit to what this contest means, especially today for both sides. In 2023, Uganda and Kenya decided to add another dimension to their rugby rivalry, one that involved the veterans. And for 6 meetings, the tie was dominated. It does not have a 1-point score. It has 3 for the penalty, 5 for the try, and after that you get 2 for the conversion. So there's lots and lots to play for. Can Uganda win their first ever Legends Festival match? We wait to see. Can Kenya reassert their dominance in this series? We still wait to see. 80 minutes of beautiful rugby that will be coming up here at the formerly Kampala Rugby Club, then became Legends Rugby Club, and now, as it was in the past, it's going to be for some time Kampala Rugby. We welcome you to the beautiful and evergreen Kampala Rugby Club, because this is going to be the action. This is going to be the amphitheater where these two countries, veterans, youngsters, and everyone will be looking to get in on the action. Beautiful images, as you can see, fans in full attendance, teams beginning to prepare themselves in the tunnel. We are looking forward to an exciting 80 minutes of action. I'll tell you one thing, a number of things that will happen today. One, a memory walk for some of these players who are rivals, to share a smile, to share a tackle. For some, it will be hard. For some, it will be good times. But then also to remember our dearly departed, especially on the Ugandan side, some of whom unfortunately left us this year, especially O'Brien Tindimwebwa, who just earlier this year, before the tour was going to be played, unfortunately passed away. For the Kenyans, beautiful sight. Always an exciting trip when they come to Kampala. But I talk so much, I digress so much. There's lots and lots to look forward to on the action today. I could say we are just a few minutes away from kickoff, and as I take my final step up the playing field, the players will be walking onto the playing field. The two national anthems are going to be played Kenya and then Uganda. It is the Kenya Legends by Nondis walking onto the playing field. Then they will be followed by the Uganda Legends and veterans. I'll hand you over to commentary as we enjoy this action live on SportPesa YouTube and on NBA Sport.
Hello and welcome to the Kampala Rugby Grounds, where we have the Legends clash between Uganda's Legends, led there by Alex Mubiru, as of course is the case on the other side of the aisle, as the Kenyans also make their way, led by Eddie Omondi. A titanic clash awaits these two sides following the first leg that was played a couple of weeks ago in Kenya. That one won by the Ugandans, which was their first win in 4 encounters between the two sides. And what a monumental one it turned out to be. And we'll bring you the second leg action here on NBS Sport. John Vianney Simbe, I'm your commentator, as the two sides march on to the turf there. We look at some of the players that have graced the sport and really made a name for themselves, but also most importantly that have given us quite a bit to celebrate in the past. They are now, of course, renewing their past glory days with this clash against the Kenyans. A rivalry that is etched in history, but also one that has stood the test of time. Of course, the referees getting into position here as the anthems are sung right about now.
Thank you very much. And now it is time for the anthem of the Republic of Uganda. Thank you.
Well, those were the national anthems of both Kenya and Uganda. And of course, after that has been done, the lineups are out here. As you can see there, the Team Kenya one that had just popped up on the screen, as the two captains now exchange pleasantries before the game gets underway here at the Kampala Rugby Grounds. Very nice weather for rugby, as I can only imagine that also the surface must be really strong and hard there. The two sets of players that take their places here. John Vanesima, I'm your commentator, and of course joining me in the commentary booth is Ernest Akorebirunji. Ernest, following the first leg result between these two sides, 16-15, as we wait to see, of course, the Uganda Legends lineup. That's, of course, the Kenyan lineup. As you can see, there's some really big names that have graced the sport, like Darwin Mukiza, one that I'm sure that so many Ugandans remember, but also the team led there by Eddie Omondi and coached by Oscar Osir. Quite the lineup that they have put out there, Ernest.
There are some names that you mentioned, and then some others that you miss out on. Lavin Asego, an exciting flyer if he was in his best days. You remember Vincent Mose played his rugby here in Uganda for the Heathens, a champion both home and away from home, and he's one of those that will be sure to cause some havoc from way back. But almost recently, or most recently, Samson Osomo with the Kenya Simbas and how they are playing. So a very good game of rugby that we expect to see, and of course we'll be looking as well at the Ugandan team. This is the best of the best from the past and a mix of the present.
Yeah, and already we are underway as the Kenyans got that boot off the ball there to get us underway, and now the Ugandans have managed to gather as Achirabo there playing as the scrum half. Applies violence to the ball, it goes straight into touch. He was quite key for the Uganda Legends a couple of weeks ago, scoring 3 penalties and also converting once following that try by the legendary Michael Wokorach.
Yeah, the match-winning penalty. Uganda were behind, and then he kicked the penalty almost at the death to put them up front and secure their first victory. He will be key for points because the scores have been slimmer ever since the tournament started, and now the tide has changed to the Ugandan side. But question is, how long will they hold on?
Yeah, of course, they lead from the first leg, 16-15. That's some good flow there by the Kenyans. But then there's a tackle there coming in from Michael Wokorach to keep Stephen Odiambo at bay there and force him out. But then it seems like there's going to be a line out here, definitely. And of course, the expert at getting that ball in, no doubt, Alex Mubiru. Now the challenge is going to be on how they contest there. The ball is well gathered there by Ronald Tosimea and kicked out there by Ivan Chirabo.
It's a good touch finder from Ivan Chirabo.
Kenyans will feel that the Ugandans are not making any major headway as they take full responsibility of the lineouts, as Frank Mtuku has the lineout duties here.
Some of the players on the Kenyan side are still active, but there's a quota which you're allowed to have. Same as for Uganda, and we'll be looking at some of those. But the focus, to be honest, today will be with the Legends.
That's Justin Chimono trying to break the line, but then has the ball straight back to Duke of Kenya, and there's a penalty for diving in.
I thought it was double movement on the floor. One roll too many. But the referee is very lenient today with the contact, and he penalizes Uganda instead for not supporting their body weight at the breakdown. Down Mukiza will make no mistake in going for touch, and he does so beautifully.
Yeah, Darwin Mukiza, how many times has he played on this ground in his career? I'm sure that the rivalry between Kenya and Uganda is one that he has relished over the years. It's another line out for Team Kenya. Frank Mutuku, the man with the headband. Already Kenya trying to put pressure on the Ugandan side.
Good contest up in the air, but won by Kenya.
Of course, gathered there by Joe Mganga. Kenyans continuing to move the ball quite well there. As we can see, it's Collins Injera there, but then it's actually Edwin Makanje.
Just a simple intervention from Michael Wokorach, attempting that tackle. Good pass selection from Lavin Asego to Makanje into the gap, but Michael Wokorach, the first to arrive, makes the tackle, and then he impedes the player just by trying to slap the ball out of the hands, forcing that handling error. And those simple contests, those simple battles that you're having, might not win the war immediately, but they can gain you some territory. They can gain you some ground in the contest.
Yeah, and of course they can also relieve the pressure as Ivan Chirabo feeds the ball in. Earlier on you were talking about some players are still active, and of course Ivan Chirabo is clearly one of those that is still active. There's a knock-on there. And there is a whistle. So ball goes to Kenya. You can see what Timothy Mudola is trying to tell his teammates to relax. Clearly, they need to play with a little more calm than what they have showcased so far in the early exchanges.
Yeah, he's going to be going up against Ben Yambu, a bruising ball carrier and tackler. Timothy Mudola might be more of a midfielder center, but now he finds himself at the flank. I think it's to keep as many legs and bodies on their feet as possible, and that is what his role is, making that first tackle on the 8th man, the captain Omondi.
Yeah, he tried to bring down Eddie Omondi, and you can say that he played a part in trying to restrict him, which has given Uganda some better arrangement there on the defense. But then the Kenyans are breaking away as Collins Injera there breaks the lines and touches down. That was quite easy there for the Kenyans.
Abel Sozi missing the tackle, too soft on Collins Injera. He's a Hall of Famer, not at home in Kenya, but all the way in Fiji, and you've got to give him his respect because he earned it. And that is what he's able to do, Injera. Just hitting that gap, ball in two hands, and then too strong for Sozi. I must admit, Sozi just soft in that tackle. And then he said to get wasted no time in chasing because he knows a foot race against Collins Injera when you're on the back foot is in vain. The Kenyans now take the lead by 5 points to nil, but in the context of this tie, they are up by 4.
Yeah.
Early days, 5 minutes, tries already on the board.
And of course, Collins Mukiza has the duty to get the extras here. Oh, Darwin Mukiza, I beg your pardon. Shot 29, does it split the pause? Does it not? Not quite.
Managed to pull it close or in. On the angle, there's a bit of a spin on the ball, which perhaps maybe gave it too much power going through up in there. But this is that missed tackle by Abel Sozi, just too soft the fend on his chest. Dennis Etwao, Alex Mubiru not pleased at all, as you can see. And the softest of touchdown as well.
That comes from Sozi there.
He knows what he has cost his team. Very dear points.
Yeah, those were very easy points. As of course, Uganda kicks off again. And there's some good tackling there now by Sozi. I guess he would want to try and make sure that he makes amends for that earlier miss-up. Ivan Chirabo finds Brian Tabaruka trying to weave his way, but then there's a whistle.
Earlier infringement, that was for the knock-on. I thought Uganda still had advantage, but the South African referee that is on today is not playing long advantage. Just one phase, and if there's no gain in territory, or we could say tactical gain, he'll be quick to blow his whistle.
It's going to be a scrummage here for the Uganda Legends.
I've seen them run a couple of set plays, so I'm waiting to see what Chris Lubanga in that number 10 jersey just out of shot is going to do with Ivan Chirabo. But there's possibly a threat as well from an 8th man pick as the Uganda Legends get in the shove on the Kenya Legends by Nondis.
And that's a penalty there for Uganda because of...
There's a flanker losing his bind a bit too early. And Uganda will have known now that what helped them win the tie was keeping the scoreboard ticking. So there should be no marking about. If it's well within the kicker's range, Ivan Chirabo can kick, Chris Lubanga can kick, they go for points. But I think they fancy themselves from the corner and they've gone for the line out. Alex Mubiru calling that shot.
Well, that's quite a prize opportunity that they are trying to create here. As they get into the 22, they'll feel that this is a very good chance for the Uganda Legends to draw back and try and get back into the game. They are now trailing by the 4 following that 16-15 win that they registered. If they can get a try now, then probably make a huge difference for them.
Oscar Osir clearly not happy with the scenes on the playing field as Uganda get an advantage for collapsing the maul. They are dominating in the forwards.
And that looks like a try for sure, or is it? No.
I thought Asuman Mugera had made it, but the referee says that was short. Advantage not gained by Uganda, penalty. And they call for the scrum. Alex Mubiru telling his teammates to
calm down.
Calm down. They know that they have the advantage, at least in the early days. Early start of this match, they have the advantage from the first set pieces, the scrum and the line out, and they are looking to make that count.
Of course, the Kenyan coaching staff as well, already up and standing. I guess they're already feeling the heat.
It's not every day that you see a coach sitting. I think they prefer to stay on their feet. Osir looking colorful as well. I love his shades.
Yeah. You like the color? Well, that's not Coach Marshall Chumkam of Uganda. That's Osir of Kenya. That's another contest there at the scrum. Uganda's been doing well, but it seems like the ball has been lost.
Alex Mubiru did not hook the ball. He just went through. What a turnover by Kenya. Beautiful turn of events. They send it all the way to Lawrence Sebuliba in the pocket, still active with the Platinum Credit Heathens.
Lawrence Sebuliba takes contact there, but then there wasn't enough support coming in early.
Still advantage for Uganda. The judgment is against Kenya. And it's very clear, just like we saw from the first penalty, support your own body weight.
So
I think now Alex Mubiru, once beaten, twice shy.
Yeah, so he's now decided to change his decision, and instead of going for touch, he feels that maybe it's better they go for the poles and reduce the deficit to at least 1 point.
Yeah, of course, when the kicker says he's in a good mood and wants to try the shot, then that's the strategy. You've got to keep the scoreboard ticking. That's how they won the match in Mombasa. First time the Legends versus the Legends franchise or the festival was played in Mombasa. This is the first time they are playing here at Kampala Rugby. So you can say if history is anything to go by, Uganda want to pull off a number of firsts this year.
Yeah, definitely. And it would be such a big result for the Ugandan Legends. And let's see what Ivan Chirabo does.
Still wide.
Doesn't get the ball to split the poles, and he must be really disappointed. Still remains 5-0. But no doubt it remains a pretty interesting game from what we've seen in the early exchanges after the 12 minutes.
Yeah, the players still on their feet. There's still some fuel in the tank, some energy in the reserves. But being legends, you know, we'll have to give them a bit of grace.
Yeah, it's a good application there by Lubanga Chris, the number 10. And that's Martial Chumkam.
Coach on paper, but player on the playing field.
And then the ball finds Lawrence Sebuliba is tackled. The ruck is well secured there. They are trying to build some bit of momentum. Alex Mubiru has, of course, the support from his teammates now. Is Uganda again trying to build a bit, and with that ball carry from Victor Wadia. And that's some real good play there as Ronald Tusime is tackled. And he has got his feet on the ground now, rather his knees. Now again another good ball carry, but a big and hefty tackle coming in from the Kenyans. Chris Lubanga now, who finds Michael Wokorach, but then
referee says it's a knock forward, unusual because the ball
rolled back.
Looked like it was backwards, but
yeah.
A bit inexplicable, but we'll get used to the application of the laws as it stands. There's that pass from Timothy Mudola,
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Red roll
Looks like
forward.
Michael Korachia forwards out of his hands.
Yeah. Although he was ahead of the ball.
Yeah.
I think that's the irony. And you can see that why he's insisting that the ball was behind, you know. But the ball rolled forward for sure. No doubt about it.
Perhaps another reminder that the referee is the sole judge of truth and fact on the playing field.
Yeah. And this one
And that
being
comes with some responsibility.
Yeah,
as well.
definitely. And this coming from a South African referee, no doubt that you try and ensure that he keeps the rules to the latter, apply them. Now, Darwin Mukiza with the box kick there. But Tabaruka just left it to bounce. You could say that Etuke does well in saving the day there. Now Lawrence Sebuliba tackled there. But then whistle goes for a high tackle. Penalty to the Uganda Legends.
Evan Chirao might need to remember that he's not playing with his youngsters at Rhinos. The quick restart might not exactly work.
Yeah, for his
These
teammates.
veterans,
Yeah,
some of whom
exactly.
are well into their 30s and above,
and
some
above,
in their 40s.
Yeah.
So just take things slow. Go for touch, find some touch,
Well, the
and
Kenyan
advance from there.
Yeah, Kenyan fans in the mood here as they display their flag.
The rivalry between Uganda and Kenya is one top 5, we could say, in world rugby. Today, just this morning, we're able to see the All Blacks against France. Not their best of teams, we could say, but a good test match nonetheless. Ireland have pipped Australia. Japan and Italy had a contest mid-morning as well. Later on in the evening, we'll be seeing the Springboks and England, and then later Scotland and Argentina. But of all those test matches and countries that I've mentioned, Uganda and Kenya is one of the hardest, if not the hardest rivalry there is in world rugby.
Oh, the ball is stolen there by the Kenyans. But then Alex Mubiru trying to retrieve. That's a penalty.
It's a bit unsafe tackling a player who is on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that he has had a bit of a warning from the referee there. Because, like you said, that was really dangerous. Look at that pressure that is applied on his opponent who's on the ground. Sometimes can easily injure your opponent.
It's a bit reckless. But we need to also remember that for some of these players, the laws of the game of rugby were a bit different.
By the time they played?
By the time they were still playing. High tackles were still legal.
Oh, really?
Some of those shots were
I know.
Stiff arms, but now the game is a bit, we could say, a bit safer. So you've got to make effort to go long.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good contest from Sudi, ensuring that he holds up Abel Sozi.
Whistle is blown again. Abel Sozi doing well. He's looked a lot better than he did earlier on when he had those battered fingers trying to stop Injera there, and just did not do enough to tackle him and stop the try was scored earlier on. Looks like the kind of angry eye that was shown to him by his captain must have given him a bit of a wake-up call. He looks a lot better now. Darwin Mukiza put under pressure there. Is he gonna try to win the ball back? Continuing is Evans Musili there.
It's a contest from the Uganda Rugby Cranes, but the ruck was formed already now. Quick restart by Vincent Mose. He's going alone for sure. Has Ben Nyambo on his right. On the outside, Nyambo cutting back inside and brought down in a heavy tackle by Victor Wadia.
And then the Kenyans again continuing to flow there. Evans Musili there.
They have advantage. Ugandan slow to roll away at the breakdown.
They're continuing to pound and put pressure on the Uganda defense line again. The Kenyans, that's Frank Mutuku, is tackled. The Kenyans maintain their grip on the ball. Silly. And then kick pass there, but we saw
There was
his
a free play. Lavina Sego looking to find some space behind the Ugandan line of defense. It's that flair that we talked about that he had when he was still much younger. Lavina Sego expresses himself freely, and especially knowing that they had advantage. The Legends by Nondis, they decided to put the ball over and behind the Ugandan defense. And of course, being a free play with advantage, Darwin Mukitsa will return for the penalty. He has kicked a number of those during his best of days playing competitive rugby. He will know well how to kick and convert from here.
Well, the one thing that the Kenyans seem to have done is quieten the Ugandan crowd here. You just don't see them showing any sense of enthusiasm and encouragement from the look of their faces. And now is Darwin Mukitsa about to make it 8 points.
Ah, it's wide.
Unbelievable.
Unusual.
I would have bet my last dollar on him. I would have bet my last dollar on Darwin Mukitsa getting that ball between the poles.
That dollar would be gone now.
Yeah, for sure.
Unusual though. Darwin Mukitsa has been, perhaps we could call it the commentator's curse, but Darwin Mukitsa was exceptional off the boot.
He must be disappointed in himself, but also wondering what could have befallen him. Good restart there by Ivan Chirabo. Darwin Mukitsa. Oh.
Wasn't the best of kicks. He's struggling off his boot, and you can see he's checking what the issue could be. Then he said to Kit wasn't expecting that ball, loses it forward.
Yeah, that's true.
It's unusual that Darwin Mukitsa would make 2 mistakes off his boot. He was a reliable kicker for the Kenya Simbas and for his club KCB. But perhaps the threat is even bigger when it comes to that counter attack with ball in hand.
Suman Mukera of Uganda, the shot number 1, shaking hands with James Kubasu. Both men playing on the front row.
It's a good scrum from Kenya. Ball shuffled quickly to the number 8.
As you can see that the Kenyans are just not afraid of contact as the flow of the game continues here. Darwin Mukitsa kicks the ball straight into touch, but then the whistle is blown.
Should be about time for us to have our first water break.
As a way to get the actual instruction from the ref, yes, it's actually a water break like you said. I guess considering how hot it is, the players need a lot of hydration. But good start for the Kenyan Legends against the Ugandan Legends. They lead by 5, following that try by Collins Injera, well known in these parts of the world because of how much he used to do in tormenting Team Uganda back in the day when he was actively playing rugby.
I'm of the younger generation, John Vianney Simbe, the one where we could say the legends are the ones that we got to see with our own eyes, include Collins Injera, Lavina Sego, perhaps maybe a bit towards the evenings of his career. Maybe we could add Humphrey Kayange. And then locally, we have Vincent Mose and a number of others. But this team is stacked with Kenyan rugby royalty, I must admit.
That's
of course,
so
the
true.
coach himself, Oscar Osir, Omondi, the captain, Victor Sudi in the midfield as bruising a ball carrier as he was, Ben Nyambu. And I could say the same on the Ugandan side. I'm of the Michael Okorach generation, but
Yeah.
from way back, Timothy Mudola. The jury is still out on who is the better number 13 for Uganda between Okorach and Mudola. Alan Musoke has a try scoring record that has never changed on the local scene. Justin Chimono.
Yeah, all speed stars.
A nightmare for Kenyans. There he is, Chimono, and a number of others. When you go way back, then you start thinking at the front row itself, Alex Mubiru, maybe Marshall Chumkam, but Victor Wadia on the second row. So we can say this is a good mix. And this is the purpose. This is why I love this festival, this franchise of the Kenya Legends by Nondis and the Uganda Rugby Veterans and Legends. That for those players that we missed, we get a chance to see them. Might not be at their very best, but some flashes of brilliance will still be observed.
That is without doubt there as Chris Lubanga kicks for a box kick there, but well gathered there by the Kenyans. That's a big carry there by Saul Chifumbi of the Uganda Legends team. As they try to hold back on charging Kenyan flanker there. And there seems to be a knock on there.
Not the best of passes from the number 9 on the base.
It's going to be a scrum down, I would imagine. And when you see Ivan Chirawo, there are either two possibilities, either a penalty or he's going to feed the ball into the scrum. Already changes are being made. Shirt number 17 of Kenya is off.
Like we mentioned, these are men well above the mark
30s.
For youth, we could say. That's the limit. Must be 35 and above.
Yeah.
With 2 children from the same partner, amongst other requirements, retired already. But then there are exceptions. Some players still active, some recently retired. But the bulk of this team is made with players who will need a break after around 20 minutes.
Yeah, as you can see that they've already done that. Some good interplay here by Team Uganda. And then there's bulldozing performance there being showcased there by Team Uganda, and there's a penalty to Team Uganda.
Tackler not rolling away, quickly tapped by Ivan Chirabo. Everyone in front of him is offside, but play on it is. Into the 22, the Uganda veterans go.
Yes, of course. Brian Tabaruka there trying to weave his magic. But Uganda get that leveling try.
Referee not playing advantage here again, a very short advantage, and you can see the displeasure in Michael Wokorach's temperament. He believes he had the gap and he had taken it and was going through.
Showing one of the highlights in just a short while ago. It's Michael Wokorach.
The advantage was there for him.
It's another scrum for Team Uganda. They started off well, although around the 20-minute mark started losing, and the Kenyans started coming back into the game, especially on the scrummaging.
The Kenyan scrum forced upwards, but Uganda do not take good care of the ball at the back. And look how far they've been marched back with those, we could say, kicks out of innovation.
Alex Lawrence Sebuliba there. Chris Lubanga now. Ivan Chirabo charging through the gap. Can he get a try? Still has one man to beat, but he's stuck when he will need the support of teammates there. As the ball is picked up there by Tabaruka. And then the Kenyans are coming in strong to deny the opponents. Ivan Chirabo swinging the ball quite well. Now Chimono.
Aziku unfortunately not able to put the ball to hand, but Uganda had advantage. Alex Mubiru off his feet rather, but some of these regulations will be maybe a bit loose in application. same as the contest that is coming in on the other side, but maybe now we can say that the game is beginning to open up. The players are beginning to run, they're beginning to hit those gaps. The first men making sure that the big men are paying for leaving those gaps wide open.
Yeah, you could see that maybe now they have fitted in and warmed up well, so that's why you can see that the application is better. But there is a penalty to be taken by Chris Lubanga. Quite some time he was one of the Rugby Cranes kickers. Chris Lubanga gets Uganda onto the scoreboard. 3-5 it is. And they trail by just the 2.
Which makes it 1.
1 rather now.
In the contest of this tie.
Yeah. They've tried to do the utmost. The fact that in 27 minutes someone is considered 1 try, they'll feel that they can actually do a lot better and try and see that they win the game. Because Kenya needs to win the game if they are to actually win or turn the tables. So it's going to be a restart for Team Kenya. Darwin Mukiza. This kicks the ball straight into touch.
It's the 3rd time he's gone off his boat and not did as he has planned. Not so sure what the issue could be.
We'll definitely have to just wait and see what the referee would decide.
It's a decision for Uganda. You could take the line out, or you could take the
penalty
scrum, or you have the kick retaken. But for most teams, it's pretty obvious they always go for the set piece at the scrum in the middle of the pitch, split the backfield, and look to exploit those gaps left behind.
Ball is fed in here by Ivan Chirabo.
Manuel Echodu pushing with the ball at his feet, looking for that 8-9 pick.
Echodu does well. And that's a very good pass to Ivan Chirabo. Does he have the support from So Chivumbi?
Oh, what a forward pass.
Oh.
From Charles Uhuru.
Unbelievable. Some really good opportunities for Team Uganda, the Legends, but they are not applying themselves the right way. Probably could have got a try from this phase of play and taken their tally to 8. But now team just needs, I guess, to get a little more rhythmic like they've shown there. But Charles Uhuru, that's not the kind of way to pass the ball.
I've seen him do this at Makerere during the Premiership this season for Victoria Sharks against Impis.
So are you suggesting that he's now past his best?
He is not learned from his past mistakes.
Good pick up there by the Kenyans. Wilson Kibondo had gathered till the whistle was blown. It's a scrummage here for Uganda Legends. 31 minutes played in the game. We have 9 to go. Taruka coming in to support Justin Chimono, but then there's a whistle go.
There's that call against Justin Chimono. Double movement on the floor.
Kenyans will leave the kicking there to Darwin Mukiza. Try and get them into a more palatable position to try and launch the attack afresh.
Yeah, it will be off the set piece, the line out. Looks like they're shaping up for a proper driving maul. Has always been a challenge for Uganda to defend against Kenya, the maul, because of just the sheer difference in size.
Yeah.
And the edge in terms of the power. It looks like it's going to be a full 8-man line out.
Yeah, well, that's the confusing part, that the referee had blown the whistle, suggested there was some infringement by Kenyans, but then he loses the ball there. Ivan Chirabo, the tackle comes in.
It's a double handling error. Whistle already went. Ball lost up in the line out by the Kenyans and then on the floor by the Ugandans.
35 minutes played under the scorching heat of Lugogo. But the team still remain quite competitive, as there's been just the 1 point. Rather, the one try scored by the Kenyans, and also Uganda responded with a penalty of its own. Uganda won the first leg 16, the Kenyans on 15. So right now, as it is, the Kenyans are on 20.
Ugandans on 19.
Yeah.
Penalty against Kenya for
willing the scrum.
Yep.
Of course, the ball is still pretty far. You don't think that Chris Lubang and Ivan Chirabo will be able to kick for balls from this side. It's a line out for Team Uganda.
That would be a whole 80-meter kick.
Yeah.
You'd need superhuman abilities to make it.
The line out now. Alex Mubiru.
It's a 4-man line out.
Toss the ball to the back end, and he finds good jumping Charles Uhuru. And that's some real good play there. Michael Wokorach finds the gap.
Collins Injera left on his backside by Michael Wokorach.
Ball keeps moving here, but there was a little of tentativeness there from shot number 7 of Team Uganda.
Referee says ball is open. Unplayable it was. And then the turnover.
Chodu just couldn't get to make any major strides from the time that he was trapped there by the Kenyan team. So it's going to be a scrummage here. Scoreline 3-5. We have got 5 minutes to the end of the first half. Ball fed in. Kenyans there on the scrummage there. It was Evans Mosili. Now the Kenyans again on the attack as they find Evan Mosili again now. Some real good playing there by Frank Mutuku. And then again, of course, good support. Davis McCory and Collins Injera plays it on the inside. Some really good play by the Kenyans. And that's a penalty to Kenyan Legends. But then there's a signal that the teammate should be substituted.
Looks like a painful injury. I thought there was a bit of collision as he slipped after making that switch play with Collins Injera, and then landed into some heavy shoulders. There's that switch, and then Chimono makes the tackle now as he's going down there. That's why he slides and he twists his ankle.
Certainly it must be really nasty and very painful. As you can see that they're still for some real extended treatment. Johnny can only pray for the player that he gets back onto his feet and playing for his side, but then there's a signal for a substitution there.
Yeah, that looked like a bit of a painful injury, the way his ankle twisted.
What I'm not so sure about is the manner in which he failed to actually twist that ankle.
It didn't look good.
So now the Kenyans are going to be missing, as they are likely to be forced to replace, because the fans in full voice here enjoying themselves with a cold drink.
It's the off-season period here in Uganda. I think the Kenya National Sevens circuit should be about to begin or is already on. Just this weekend we had the Met Sevens. There's another look at that injury to the ankle. Oh, doesn't look good at all. Apologies for the graphic images, but
that seems to be some really bad injury there suffered by the player. Of course, the fans outside are still enjoying themselves, and whatever has been lined up here as we celebrate some of the best players to play for the two countries, Kenya and Uganda. And I must say that the numbers are quite impressive, the fans that have showed up. Well, I guess it's rare to see players just get off, but then by the time they agreed to be carried off, then the injury that they suffered was quite big.
Yeah, players usually want to walk off with their heads held high and a bit of pride. There's that replay. Mike Wokorach twisting Collins Injera and leaving him on the floor.
The player who's just got himself injured, shirt number 33. Rather 23 is the one that has picked up an injury. You can only wish him a quick recovery. Otherwise, you wouldn't want to see somebody suffering or getting into this kind of situation.
Especially in a trip, you know, you've come for a vacation in Uganda, the best of rugby that you played in your youthful days, you come back to revisit some of those glory days, and an injury spoils the party. There will be a big party this entire weekend. Hopefully he'll be able to recover as quickly as he can, so he can join his colleagues and most importantly get back home on that flight in a bit of comfort.
Yeah,
of course,
exactly.
as a veteran or as a legend, you tell your family you've left Nairobi or wherever in Kenya and you come to Kampala, Uganda for a weekend, and then you return with your ankle in a cast. A bit of explaining to
of course, that's
the
so
family
true.
or at work.
It's a big shoulder they're coming in from the Kenyans there.
That's a heavy carry.
Very heavy, and that should be Kenya showing intent for another try. This is why Uganda's got to do a lot better.
Kenyans have advantage as well, but the defense are upright on that fringe. They need to go low onto their knees to put up a contest.
Some real good rugby there being showcased by the Kenyans as they share the ball, but then the Ugandans are doing their utmost not to allow them to get over the try line.
Samson Onsomo pulling the strings beautifully.
As you can see, there's a real battle there between Mutuku and the Kenyan defense line. Another big carry there coming in from Joel Nganga. And it looks like it's just a matter of time, seeing the way the Kenyans are dominant there, but then the Ugandans have looked quite solid at the back. Pass played in out, and that's another try.
Victor Sudi in the corner. And that's a beautiful pass from Lavin Asego. You need a big ball carrier at the wing and the fly half who can find him. And Mike Okrach was going to be no match for the Kenya Harlequins legend.
Well, what a performance that was there.
It was inevitable.
Yeah, you felt that they kept pounding, picking and driving until they had worn out the Ugandan opponents. Just look at how the ball flows from one end to the other. And even as Wokorach came in, he just couldn't stop the inevitable, and it is now 10-3. But can they make it 12 as Darwin Mukidza weighs how much energy he should apply to his boot.
That looks good. Oh, comes off the upright. That looked good.
39 minutes played in the half. Oh, it's just that maybe our clock is a bit behind here, but it is halftime as the whistle goes for the break. Darwin Mukiza misses a conversion that would have taken Kenya into that halftime break with a 12-3 lead. But still, as it stands, they lead by 7. 10-3 it is. We're going to take a break and we'll be back shortly for what should be an exciting second half as we expect Uganda to try and fight back.
Watu wangu, the real captain ameland na aviator. Na hapa kila mtu ni rubani, hatubagui, hii game ni yetu. Weka bendera juu, tuna represent the nation, umoja ni nguvu. Ana kwa ana, bega kwa bega, tumepepea, tumeinuka, hii game ni yetu, tumeamua, sisi wa Kenya, tumesimama, tumeungana, hii game ni yetu, hii game ni yetu, hii game ni yetu, hii game ni yetu.
Karibu SportPesa Air. Cheza aviator. Hapa kila mtu ni rubani.
Leo ni siku ya kujibamba. Sherehe mazee siwezi piga solo, napiga na mabeshte. Lakini ngoja, hii ni nini? Aka ni kadogo mazee. Unaona vile natoshana? Tunataka ile bigi, tunataka ile mega. Ngoja. Hiyo ni nini? Hiyo ni nini? Nini hiyo nanusa? Kujeni hivi, kuja. Hapa. Ndio hii. Sasa sherehe wacha ianze mazee jo. Tukiitisha ile bigi, tunataka ile kubwa kabisa mazee. Na kuna ile bigi kama SportPesa Mega Jackpot yenye iko over 115 million Kenya shillings.
SportPesa Mega Jackpot, now over 120 million shillings. SMS Kubali to 79079 au ingia pale ke.sportpesa.com na ucheze design yako. Watu wangu, form moto ya World Cup imejipa. Wekelea game yoyote daily kwa platform yetu na ustand a chance kugrab share yako ya 5 million shillings. Washindi watatangazwa every Monday kwa social media pages za SportPesa. Every bet, every casino round counts. Usilalishe champe. Ingia pale ke.sportpesa.com, uwekelee bet zako na ukumbuke tuko na boosted odds noma. Malipo nayo hukua instant. Na pia usisahau kulisten in World Cup live audio commentary kwa app na website yetu ya SportPesa. Form ni katambe na SportPesa. Authorized and regulated by the Gambling Regulatory Authority of Kenya. Play responsibly. Not.
This is SportPesa League All Access.
Welcome to SportPesa League All Access. In this episode, we hang out with Michael Were Muhisia, famously known as Bonga Boli, as he takes us through a day in football audio commentary. We all know there is a new ride in town. We revisit the unveiling of Shabana's new brand Bass and the excitement that was. We also get to see some of the highlights for the relegation battle between Bidco United and Kariobangi Sharks. Who will leave and who will remain? Finally, we hear from the winners of the Player and Coach of the Month awards in the SportPesa League for the month of March and April 2026. Watu wangu, the real captain ameland na aviator. Na hapa kila mtu ni rubani, hatubagui, hii game ni yetu.
Weka bendera juu, tuna represent the nation, umoja ni nguvu, ana kwa ana, bega kwa bega. Tumepepea, tumeinuka, hii game ni yetu, tumeamua, sisi wa Kenya, tumesimama, tumeungana, hii game ni yetu, hii game ni yetu, hii game ni yetu, he gave me a
Karibu SportPesa Air. Cheza aviator. Hapa kila mtu ni rubani.
Magais tuko. Magais tuko. Vipi watu wangu, once again the SportPesa National 7 Circuit is upon us. Na tunafanya nini?
Tuna turn up the music.
Turn it up, turn it up. Turn it up, turn it up.
We're turning up, Shere. Turning up the moment. Turn up the wall. Turning up, drive time, action. Hey. Notice are we ready? Hey. We are back. Na KCB.
Yes.
Turning up Division 2. Our family Buddha. Turning up the Tam Tam family.
SportPesa National 7 Circuit.
Turn it up!
For Kenyan sports, 2026 began at full throttle. From the thrilling second half of the 2025-2026 SportPesa League season to the electric atmosphere of the HSBC Sevens 2 at Nyayo National Stadium. From the prestige of the magical Kenya Open to the raw adrenaline of the WRC Safari Rally and to the intensity of the Ultra Fight Series boxing. And at the heart of it all, SportPesa powering experiences, supporting talent, and bringing Kenyans closer to the sports they love.
Bogi ni gani? Bogi ni ya Veka 237 na beti ni moja. SportPesa peke yake.
SportPesa nimewacheki, wametusupport, nimewalove sana.
If SportPesa had not come on board this year, there would have been no events.
Coming from the dugouts, they will now begin to play with the handbrake off. Expect to see some more spaces opening up as the bodies continue to tire. And we can get some exciting 40 minutes of rugby that will get the fans off their seats. It's been a bit of a dull affair. KG, I must admit, but perhaps the teams trying to size themselves up as Kenya looked to put on a contest and Uganda looked to defend that 1 point that they picked from Mombasa.
Asuman
What a
Mugerwa
defend from Asuman Mugerwa.
with a shrug off there, his Kenyan counterpart. And now Tabaruka with the pass, but then couldn't be gathered. Yeah, it was a very good space for him to exploit, but then couldn't. That's Gabriel Aredo, one of the Ugandan support team for the Legends, the Ugandan Legends. They are trying to morale boost. It's going to be a scrummage here. It's going to be a scrummage here, as you can see on the touchline, players warming up, just preparing to get in and put in their shift. Some changes already made here.
Perhaps, of course, considering that Martial Chumkam is on the playing field coaching duties. Look like they've gone to Rukundo and Gabriel Aredo.
You see there, but then there was a knock on there by the Kenyans now. Orange Sebuliba presents the board. Ivan Chirabo finds, of course, Emmanuel Echodu there, goes into contact. It's a Kenyan bench. Some of them have been on already. Changes have been made. It's going to be another scrummage here. As Ivan Chirabo prepares to feed the ball in. The two teams bind here. Gets the ball into the scrummage. It's picked up there by Echodu. Stackord presents the ball. Called Arrow picks it up. There's a bit of feistiness there between Michael Korach.
I would wonder why they are in that unnecessary melee, especially after the referee's whistle has gone.
It seems like they're going for pause. Ivan Chirabo fancies himself here. Let's look at that replay there.
Yeah, it's Samson Osomo and Michael Wokorach with Lavin Asego in there. Nothing in it.
Yeah.
Just a rugby
contest. Ivan Chirabo looks up and then takes his kick there.
It's wide.
It's wide. Another opportunity missed.
Yeah, I've noticed the number I've noticed the number of changes that they've made, the Ugandans and Kenyans, in the kicking options. For Uganda, on the close shots, the kicks, the three were converted by Chris Lubanga. Ivan Chirabo is the choice for the long ones, but there might be need to rethink that strategy given that they are down by 6 points. They just need 2 penalties to level matters. And you can see what Kenya have done. Darwin Mukitsa not kicking. It's Collins Injera and Emmanuel Echodu not able to gather.
Moses Echodu couldn't gather there. That was a very... Or rather, Emmanuel Echodu, I beg your pardon. Moses Echodu is the journalist.
Started at the wing at Makere, then had a very successful stint, I must admit, with the KCB Cobs and some international tours with the Uganda Sevens. But as we've noticed the metamorphosis of a Ugandan rugby player, you start on the outside and you come working towards the inside. He has played lock before. Today he's on as number 8. Maybe one day for some, he will be a prop.
Yeah, you couldn't put it past him.
I mean, you can see Lawrence Sebuliba in there.
I'm sure that following that first leg win, the Ugandans felt that this was a very good opportunity for them to win this clash that they have not had a chance to win over the years.
The first one was always going to come, and it came in Mombasa. it's going to be difficult, of course, to win the series overall, but they are giving themselves a better fighting chance. Just 6 points down, and they are playing at home.
Yeah.
It's still difficult, but
they have a chance.
A bit easier. The chance is still available, and with 30 minutes to play, anything is possible in this contest.
Absolutely. Evans Mosili there, as it's a penalty for the Kenyans. Are they going to go for poles, or they possibly going to kick for touch?
A bit out of range, given how the players have been kicking today, so it makes sense for Darwin Mukidza to go to the corner, look for the line out. But he kicks it straight into touch in goal, and the Ugandans opt for a scrum at the mark where he kicked the ball.
As Wilobo Mokili is also introduced by Team Uganda. And then there is also an injury that's been suffered by one of the Kenyans, of course.
He was just taking a break, really trying to get a bit of a breather. These are some of the expected challenges that these players will experience, given the age and also the demands of the sport.
Yeah, with fitness issues as well. Also, there will be cramps here and there. Ivan Chirabo hits the ball, and the Uganda Legends not doing badly at all there. The scrummage. Manjaro finds Tabaruka, and now Michael Wokorach into contact.
He's enjoying those collisions with Darwin Mukidza and Collins Injera.
And of course, Kimono there. It's a penalty to Team Uganda. Ivan Chirabo, well, kick straight to the Kenyan winger there. Now Kenyans launching another attack here.
Vincent Mose has scored tries like that, even against
Vincent Mose with a knock-on this time, though.
Looks like he suffered a very painful collision. He's lying flat on the floor. There's a gap open for Tabaruka to exploit. Bouncing, if it stays on, that would be good off a 50-22. What a kick.
Brilliant play there by Brian Tabaruka. As you can see how the fans all celebrated. It brings Uganda close to the try line, maybe an opportunity for them to try and close the gap.
It's that awareness that Vincent Mose and Lavin Asego were at the wing when the kick was first put at the back, and then now they've set up a counter-attack. It leaves an open gap, which he has exploited with such finesse. It's a beautiful kick that puts Uganda at the 5-meter line of the Kenyans from inside his own half.
It's going to be a line out for the Ugandan Legends. Well picked up by Roland Tusime. Penalty to Uganda. South African referee will take no prisoners here as orders the Kenyans back. So now Uganda on the offense now. So
he's been held up. Not the smartest of moves, I must admit. Going into contact in an upright position. He was always going to be held up. And especially considering that the referee in this contest is quick to blow the whistle.
Doesn't let advantage of play on for long. It's going to be a scrummage to the Kenyans. As Mosili Evans has the ball in hand. He feeds it in. And the ball is taken away by Darwin Mukidza.
Yeah.
but not so far.
Exit kick under pressure from Giggs Odokere. But still gets the job done, relieving the pressure only just.
And it's now Ngolove with the line out. Good throw there, picked up there very well there by Charles Uhuru.
Advantage Uganda.
They create the ball there. So rolling as a penalty to Uganda.
Well, is this the first time we're going to be seeing a yellow card in the Legends Festival?
Well, you wonder, because it's not going to be the first time that the Kenyans are judged to be infringing.
I like that decision, not to send anyone to the sin bin. It's only a festival, not a test match.
Yeah. Celebrating the good old days.
I mean, some of the players last played competitive rugby as a whole before the 2010s, maybe late 2000. You can give them a bit of grace.
Yeah, definitely. 57 minutes played here. The Ugandans are chasing their first try of the game. Kenyans have been able to get 2 already. Of course, just one try for Uganda, it would make a very big difference. And the ball is picked up there by Stone Luja.
Advantage Uganda for offside.
Mokili there, of course, pick and drive continues there by Ugandan side. And they're trying to force their way, but so Chivumbi.
They need to attack the inside that is closer to the uprights.
But the Kenyans are holding their own as well. Ugandans trying to put up the pressure as well. It's that ball over the line, and it seems like it is a try.
Referee says short.
So it's a penalty to Team Uganda.
The players were very sure that they had scored the
try.
Yeah,
you could see how they celebrated Ronald Tusime.
But there's a Kolove saying that it's scrum time. They're going to scrummage
until they push the Kenyans out of the way.
Of course, now you'd be thinking for the Kenyan counterparts, perhaps an opportunity to bring in one of the Kenya youngsters on this Legends by Nondi's franchise, but he didn't make the journey.
Yeah.
A fan favorite for some, that is Georgie Yasin. Tells me he's watching from back home in Nairobi. This would be his number 2 jersey.
Yeah. So he's enjoying the game.
Yeah, and all the Kenyan fans watching on SportPesa YouTube and on the Afro Mobile here in Uganda and across the world. It's one of those, you could say, festivals you'll watch with no pressure. But of course, there's interests on both ends of that border, both slopes of the Mount Elgon, that the team that you'd favor comes out victorious just for bragging rights.
Yeah, absolutely. Scrum there, Ivan Chirabo fits the ball in as the Ugandan Legends.
That's a strong scrum from both teams, but now the pressure coming in against Uganda.
Of course, that's Lawrence Sebuliba is pushed out as he was trying to head to the line.
That's good defense from the Kenyans.
And he's indicating to the referee there that there was a high tackle on him. That doesn't seem like the referee viewed it that way.
The Ugandans were bullish in trying to force their way with the scrum, but that's a strong response, and it forces Stone Luja to send the ball out. Ben Nyambu, maybe Sebuliba will make the claim, rightfully so, that he was tackled high.
Yeah, exactly.
But that intervention from Nyambu is what has forced Sebuliba into touch.
Ball is one there on the line out by the Kenyans. Richard Odekere trying to alert the ref about something. Darwin Mukiza.
That's a much better kick.
Definitely. All is well gathered there. Simon Wakabe with a good kick. Still misses it this time, but then there's a good tackle by Richard Odekere to save Ugandan defense line from being attacked there, but then the referee whistle goes for a penalty.
The Kenyans have understood the style of the referee from South Africa, knows that he's quick to blow his whistle to award the advantage. Odekere makes the tackle on Vincent Mose and his slow to roll away, hand is out immediately. And Samson Nsomo says will not be wasting any time. They take the penalty, come from their own 5-meter territory defending a Ugandan scrum, and look where they are with an attacking line out across the halfway line midway between the 10 and the 22.
Yeah, that's a very big transition from the Kenyans, especially when you consider how much they were on the back foot for quite some minutes as the Ugandans were seeking a try there. That's going to be a line out, but stolen there by Charles Uhuru. Good play by the Ugandan Legends. And Ivan Chirabo now goes into contact there. Ngolobe, of course, finds So Chivumbi, who gets the support of Stone Luja as well. Penalty to the Ugandan Legends.
Class lot to roll away.
Yeah. Ngolobe does well there. It's come with a lot of enthusiasm and energy. Some good rugby there on display, especially in this second half. Simon Wakabe with such an interesting pass here by Lawrence Sebuliba. Goes into contact. We need the support of teammates there.
Yeah, Lawrence Sebuliba knew he was isolated 2v1 defense on attack, and he tried to present the ball backwards, pushes it too far, and Mike Okrat kicks it into touch. But what a show of speed from Sebuliba.
So it's going to be a line out for the Kenyans. It's Frank Mututu.
We're going to see him contesting up in the air with Charles Uhuru. It's just a question of who goes up, because the two were line out veterans.
Yeah, and jumpers, to be specific.
They've got Odekere there as well, who goes up in the air trying to disrupt that Kenyan line out.
Tackle there by Evan Chirabo. That looks better by Stone Luja. Darwin Mukiza for Kenya now. They are now on rampage, attacking that Ugandan defense line.
Chimono is on the wrong side of the breakdown.
Yeah. Penalty to Kenya. Collins Injera having a chat there with the referee as he talks to his teammates as well. Ball is kicked straight into touch. As the Kenyans try and press forward to have the game played nearer to the Ugandan goal area. Trying to get into the 22 there. Got 64 minutes played so far. 16 to go. The points difference is 6. The Kenyans lead by 6. 25-19. Kenyans now again on rampage here as Tito Duclair with the carry there. And now Darwin Mukiza breaking the lines, but then is held back there by Michael Wokorach. It's a very critical time for the Ugandan Legends. They can't afford to concede at this time. Oh yes, it's a try by the Kenyans, taking their tally to 15 points.
That try was always coming. The big man off the bench, giving such a huge boost with his bruising carries, breaking a number of tackles, and you can see how much it has taken from him. If anything, this could be the sucker punch.
Yeah.
Against Uganda, that maybe the time for them to win the series is not now.
Certainly.
They need 3 scores.
Darren Mukiza with an opportunity to add the extras. I'm sure he looks back on the years that he has been contesting against the Ugandans and how well the Kenyans have, and he makes it 17-3. A wider margin now is created. It's now 14 minutes to play. So as it is, Kenya are on 32 points on aggregate, while Uganda are on 19. So they have it all to do, Ernest.
Too much to do.
It's
and
a
most
big
of it
carry
not
there.
on the scoreboard. It's on the playing field. Too soft in the tackles. Most missed, but a number of those just brushed off by the Kenyan attack.
Yeah, Samson on Somo.
And
I just like the manner in which he kept rolling his body as they were tackling him, and he was standing on the other side. He did it twice until he got over the try line. It's a
And
hydration
then
break.
also Uganda not exactly efficient on attack. That time that they spent in the 5 in the 22 looking for a try, calling for a scrum, yielded nothing, yielded no dividends, and all they have to show is a first half penalty from Chris Lubanga. The Kenya Legends by Nondis squeezing any hope there was from the Uganda Legends to win their first festival or their first series. And now it's just a question of, is there enough time for the Ugandans to put up a comeback, or is it now just enjoy yourselves and hope to rebuild from there next year?
Well, the thing is that you get a sense of deja vu. Back 2023 when Uganda went to Ngong Road and lost by just the 2 points in the Uganda Cup. And then there was a lot of expectation going to the Kings Park Arena, and the Kenyans just came and whitewashed Uganda. You get a sense that something similar is playing out even right now. Clearly.
The example you give is from 2023, but there's stories aplenty from the early 2000s.
When Uganda seemed like they were winning the Uganda Cup.
Yeah. But there had always been a head start. There had always been a head start from Kenya, dominating some of those early contests, and then the Ugandans slow to catch up. But when they finally did, it became an exciting contest to watch, and I think this could be one of those. This Legends Festival, the Kenyans have about 4 years or so on the Ugandans. They've played festivals in Dubai, they've played all around the continent. For Uganda, it's only just 3 years that they've been competing, and only competing against the Kenyans. With time, they've added the Tritons tour that they've played, and then a number of other competitions. So I dare say that this is going to be the storyline for a couple of years before the Uganda Legends and veterans come of age and they can fully compete against the Kenya Legends by Nondis. For now, it is the energy of youth that is, and I say this with a tongue-in-cheek, in the context of the series, is the energy of, we want to try this, we want to achieve it. Sometimes they will be successful like they were in Mombasa. Other times it will be the assertion of authority by the Kenya Legends by Nondis, and I think this is one of those days.
Yeah, as you can see, changes have been made. Chumkam returns, as well as Chris Lubanga, and Abel Sozi as well makes his return, and of course Asuman Mugerwa. Clearly a need to maybe refresh the team, but also maybe a realization that the second half has not yielded as much as many of them had hoped.
Neither did the first half. So just a continuation of the same from the start of the game. That's a good tackle by Oscar Olara.
Puts pressure on the Kenyans here.
Brother Richard Odokere, known as Giggs.
There's a penalty to the Kenyans. Uganda has 13 minutes to try and rescue this.
That was by Timothy Mudola.
Timothy Mudola made the tackle.
Good textbook tackle. There it is.
You can see him, yeah.
Makes the attempt to wrap, fixes his rib, his shoulder into the ribs of his opponent.
Yeah.
Good tackle by the Stallion, as he's popularly known as well.
Timothy Mudola also returns as he took down Stephen Odhiambo of Kenya. But it's a line off to the Kenyans. Mutuku, the duty is there. All clear, bold Sheven Mutuku. Good throw. The Kenyans, but then it's almost gathered there by Ivan Chirabo. Can the Ugandan Legends get back into this game? Probably need at least a couple of tries.
They need to score thrice, to be exact.
Yeah.
They trail by 14 points today, but 13 in the context of the tie, so a minimum of 2 tries and then a penalty.
Absolutely. It's a real high mountain to climb for the Ugandan Legends here this evening here at the Kampala Rugby grounds.
Perhaps explains why the crowd has been subdued.
Yeah, no chanting, no vibe. I guess a realization, or even admitting in their heart of hearts that this one is a lost cause.
Yeah, like the Kenyans usually say, here meenda, this has gone.
Yeah.
So how we say here,
yeah.
Kawedemu.
Kawedemu. Some good play there at the break, the scrummage, but then penalty now. Ivan Chirabo breaks away, but then he's tackled. The ball is turned over by Mosili of Kenya. But that's an opportunity. Can Ivan Chirabo touch down?
Yeah, that looks good. It's
Yeah.
a try.
Yeah.
You can see we can say the insistence by Alex Mubiru in showing where the grounding was.
Yeah.
Pointing to the exact mark where the try was scored by the youngster of the team, Ivan Chirabo. Was standout performer off his boot in Mombasa. Today the kicks haven't exactly counted, but with a quick restart, he has contributed to the scoreboard with his kicks. That's that try. Tackle made, and then he just rolls over and grounds the ball on the line.
And you can see Alex Mubiru insisting as to show that, guys, this is a try. And now, can Chris Lubanga add the extras and make it 10-17? He already converted once, or rather scored a penalty. Oh.
Yeah, attempted conversion. There will be a re-kick because Collins Injera charged earlier.
Earlier, yeah.
Then Chris Lubanga made his motion.
Yeah.
So he will advance. He should be able to advance. 10 meters closer, but perhaps he wants to take it from that very mark.
Can he make it 10?
Rugby scores can be deceptive.
Yeah.
A few moments ago, it looked like it was a done deal. Kenyans winning, but with this conversion, it can be a 1-point game, a 1-score game.
Exactly. And Lubanga makes it 10-17.
Uganda back down by just 6.
So if they could get at least a try,
it would be game on. All they need to do is tie the game.
And they still have time, 9 minutes to play, but they've got to make sure that they play a perfect game of rugby. Just like the manner in which Chris Lubanga has kept in shape. Even during this time where he's not been really playing competitive rugby.
Perhaps there's still time.
Yeah.
Jermaine. For the Ugandan fans, keep the hope alive. For the Kenyan fans, keep your fingers crossed, because we have an epic finale to the 2026 series between the Kenya Legends by Nondis and the Uganda Legends and Veterans. Just a 7-point game today, but overall a 6-point game. Kenya lead against Uganda.
So that total aggregate score is Uganda 26, Kenya 32. So it's 6 points difference. So clearly, all Uganda needs is a try and a converted one, and then they are in the lead again. Like you just said, how quickly the game turns on its head.
Just another look at Ivan Chirabo's try. He knew which direction to take, and the defense had to first retreat 10 meters, and then he turns around the defender, who unfortunately looked like he landed on the back of his head. Vincent Mose, his heart, of course, he knows.
The fans now feel rejuvenated following that try. As you can see,
still subdued. I think it's just the enjoyment of the off-season period, we could call it.
Yeah.
Any other competition, especially between these two countries or clubs from the two countries, would have their fans on their seats with this score. But today it is just to enjoy the atmosphere of Kampala rugby and get to see what some of these veterans have on offer with the final 8 minutes.
The ball there is gathered. My Kenyans, Uganda, but then Kenya now trying to keep ball. Now Mosili. Kenya continuing, but then there is a penalty to Kenya for wrong entry.
This looks like offside. Marshal Chumkam, the guilty party.
And the Kenyans seem to be pointing to the polls against...
yeah, they need to put that bit of daylight between themselves and Uganda.
Darwin Mukiza wanting to take advantage of this opportunity, so that even if Uganda were to score a try and convert it, Kenya still have at least 3-point lead. Can he split the poles here? Not quite.
The objective of the score, not successful, but at least what it's done is chew a minute off the clock.
Yeah.
Making it even tighter in terms of the margins and the pressure as Uganda look to mount a comeback.
It's a big kick there by Ivan Chirabo, but good reception there on the high ball by the Kenyans.
It's a good tackle from Justin Chimono, looking to contest at the breakdown, but he's well cleaned off that rack.
Well, I think at the back of the minds of the Kenyans to be about keeping ball now. Darwin Mukiza there goes into counter, trying to weave his way past his markers, but Ronald Tosime almost ripped the ball out of his grasp there.
Justin, Michael!
As the Kenyans now lose the ball there. It's a knock-on. Good play there by Timothy Mudola, urging on his teammates. Tawadia is back on.
Good shift from Gutaka. Now it's up to the Ugandans to make this possession meaningful. Make it count, and they could set off a party that will not end until the next year's series is played.
Yeah. Precisely. And they have...
not to say that if they lost there would be no party, but it would be merrier.
They still trail by 6.
Scrum. Keep it in there, and they will be rewarded as the front row is lifted off their feet. There's that advantage now. A free play for Ivan Chirabo.
A penalty to Uganda Legends. Chirabo breaks away. You need support at the breakdown there. Chris Lubanga finds Dabaruka to Michael Wokorach, almost lifted to the heavens there, but as he goes into contact, let's try to create him more there. Well, the ball is lost there.
Very good defense from Darwin Mukitsa, holding Michael Okorach up, and then the supporting cast coming in to ensure that the ball is unplayable from that setup mall.
Some real focus on the game here. I'm sure that every Fania is counting every remaining minute to see how it turns out for the players that they know best, and that's the Ugandan Legends. But the Kenyans still holding on.
Not so many minutes that they will have to count, just 4. Make it 3 now left to play.
It's gonna be a scrummage here for the Kenyans. I'm sure that they'll be happy about the kind of performance that they'll put up in the return leg, the Kenyans, after losing at home. Sure, they went back and worked out so hard to try and make sure that they turn the tables. Darwin Kidza kick straight into touch. It's going to be a line out to Uganda Legends.
As the clock continues to tick.
As you can see, Darwin Mokiza, but then good pick up there on the line out from Robert Aziku.
That's a side entry from the Kenyans. Alex Mubiru wants to play a quick restart, but he needs to hold his horses. Uganda get the proper strategy on. Ivan Chiravo looks like he will be going to the corner. 5-meter line out for Uganda to attack against Kenya. They are going for broke.
Clearly now, with about a minute and a half to play, the Uganda Legends realize the need to get that try. It is of the essence. Alex Mubiru with a good throw there finds Robert Aziku. It's ball to the Ugandan Legends.
Ball unplayable at that track. Earlier today, he would have awarded a penalty for not rolling away.
Yeah.
But still, possession Uganda. They not only need to score the try, but also give their kicker a chance, a better chance with the conversion.
And how dramatic it would be if they were able to get it done. Look at those faces, and clearly there's determination written all over them. As you can see, Chumkam, Matial. Abel Sozi is withdrawn, and Stone Luja is brought back on, I guess, to add some more muscle to that scrum.
Not so much in terms of skills in the scrummaging, but muscle, important at this stage.
Well, you've got to credit the tactics of the coach and reading the room and knowing exactly what needs to be done at this time, especially against the Kenyans that have not done particularly well in the scrummaging.
Oh, what a show from the Ugandans. The Kenyan front row have popped up. Some Sono Somo from an offside position.
Well, I guess they want to push again. It seems like, yeah. No doubt Alex Mubiru would call for another scrum. And I can tell you he'll be talking about this for the next 1 year.
Scrum.
For sure. You can bet on Alex. We were talking about the fact that they have dominated the scrums here against the Kenyans.
How many times do you get to hear that? Uganda dominating Kenya in a scrum.
Yeah, it's very rare, for sure. Very, very rare.
Another strong scrum.
The rock.
Taklasuro to roll away. Still play on.
Finds Michael Wokorach trying to bulldoze his way, but then he's tackled. Presents the ball. Ball is still alive. Alex Mubiru comes in to support. And they're looking for that try.
It's all or nothing at this point. No room for penalties. The try.
Tawadia, of course. Yes. To Musime there. The Kenyans under pressure here. The Ugandans are smelling blood as they push for a very important try here. Still a few meters away. The Kenyans also look clearly determined to try and deny them.
Referee says ball is open, but it stays on the black side with the Ugandans.
Secured there by a support cast. Well, the whistle goes.
Looks like there was a knock-on on the floor in that earlier contest. Yes, there it is. There's that call. I thought there was a knock-on on the floor as the jacklers went in. Referee says there's still time on his clock to play. So we shall have the scrum.
Well, I'll tell you something, Ernest. If you can see the enthusiasm that we're seeing from the veterans and legends, showing what they're showing right now, you look back and wonder what it was like when they were still very competitive.
That's the purpose of this franchise and the series. To
it
give
must
us
have been blood and iron.
Had to have been.
So it's a scrummage there. Already seen Chirabo get a try for the Ugandan Legends. As I'm sure it would be priceless if they just got it between the poles, as I'm sure the intention is likely to be. It's going to be another scrum here, which I'm quite sure the Ugandan team or the Ugandan Legends would want to push the Kenyans over the line there.
Kenyans holding strong.
Yeah.
Chirabo having to play to the backs.
Chirabo trying to force his way.
Full penalty against Kenya, the double blow of the whistle. And I think we are about to see a yellow card. My fears have been that there shouldn't be a yellow card in such a contest, but with the repeated infringement from the defense, leaving the referee with no choice but to send out a warning.
Yeah, but you can see the fans are calling for a yellow card.
That's only for the competitive games, I must say. For now, wouldn't be a record as a referee that you'd want to have. That you showed the player in a veteran/seniors match a yellow card.
Yeah. Emmanuel Ochodu is also back on the field of play.
It's the very last play of the game. No handling errors whatsoever. Kenya can only afford to give away a penalty. But it shouldn't be in the set piece because they risk a penalty try. It's a strong shot from the Kenyans and they win the ball. What a response from that front row.
I guess they were reserving energy all that time when they were being pushed back by the Ugandan legends and veterans. Otherwise, what a lost opportunity this is going to prove to be.
It's only just a handling error, meaning there's still time on the referee's clock to play. Still enough time. Kenya have to set up the scrum and then exit their red zone. This time hoping that it's for good and they've secured the victory.
What a game it has proved to be, especially in the second half. The fire in it, and also the enthusiasm shown by the two sets of players to try and win it has clearly been out of this world, I must say. And
oh, it's a turnover.
Yeah, he's got to release that ball,
but unfortunately he's cleaned off the breakdown. Possession maintained by the Kenyan Samson Osomo to Lavin Asego, who just kicks it into touch in the final play of the game.
Well, at the end of it all, the Kenyans turned the tables after losing the first leg at home in Mombasa a couple of weeks ago, 16-15. They've come to Kampala, in particular the Kampala Rugby Grounds, and won the game 17-10. But this is what it means. It's been a renewal of acquaintances in many ways than not. As you can see, both sets of players going into that embrace. And at full time, 17-10 on aggregate, it has been Kenya 32, Uganda 26. A really close contest that we've definitely enjoyed here on NBS Sport.
Congratulations, Eddie, still catching the breath. Well done. Great victory. And now we will listen to the captain of the Uganda Legends. Round of applause for Alex, ladies and gentlemen. Alex, a tough 20 minutes to Kenya with 1 point lead. You had to defend the draw. It wasn't good enough, but when you have the momentum, you didn't turn that to 20 points. Do you think that is a reason for your defeat? First of all, I would love to give Lady back to the room to move this up. Yeah, we fell short, but there's some momentum building at the background, and for me, that's what we need to pick out of there. When you talk about the momentum this year, we saw the number of the Legends increasing. That's on the side, good players coming back, Alan Soko, Timothy Kampala, haven't been that much.
The contest is, it gets ever so tight. 1 point Uganda led from Mombasa, and then you come here playing here for the very first time, and then they pitched camp inside your 22. You're enjoying this contest, aren't you?
Of course. I mean, a lot of these players retired a while back, and both sides tried to bring in younger players. I mean, I appreciate Uganda bringing in younger vets, not just younger players, but younger vets, which is good. Post-retirement is an environment across all sports that I think a lot of federations need to think about, not just rugby. So it's something that we do a lot in Kenya, to look at the wellness for players once they're retired. And that, I think, keeps it interesting. If you have younger vets, at least those who are below 35 or just about below 35 years. And I think those ones are keeping the game fresh. They're bringing the scoreline closer. Remember, if last year the gap was a bit bigger when we played in Nairobi the other year, 2025, and this year there's only 1 point in there. And today, up to the last play, anything could have happened. I think the substitutions helped. At that last moment, we needed a big scrum. And that was fantastic. I hope the fans enjoyed it as well.
I loved it from the commentary booth. I hope the fans here and back at home enjoyed it. But as we leave you to enjoy the celebrations, the party, a message to the fans back at home.
Look, Vets Rugby is well and truly flourishing. Any rugby player watching this that is just about to retire, do your bit, and then after that come out and support the game through this Vets program. There's a lot of things we do. We support a lot of the children's home. We go to SOS Children, we're one of our partners. We support a lot of community clubs as well, at least in the Nairobi side. I know also our colleagues here in Uganda do the same thing. So the fans also keep coming. Some of the players of yesteryears, I think there's some good rugby in there to see. A couple of mistakes, but I think it was still fun to watch. Not so good for the veterans at heart because Scotland was close. But I hope again we'll come back next year. Hopefully we come back again next year.
For sure, we're looking forward to seeing you back here next year and also hosting us away, our home away from home as well.
Of course, you're welcome to Nairobi anytime.
Right, thank you so much and have a good week.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
That is Oscar Osir, the coach of the Kenya Legends by Nondis. Now, my task is to try and locate the coach of the Uganda Legends and Veterans. I think this is going to be Roger Rukundo. What a match that was. Coach Roger, welcome back from the game. Your camera position is here. Just please walk us through this tie this year. Came here with a 1 point lead. Was always going to be tough to hold on to it, but that final play that you had in the game is something that, has it put a smile on your face or some pressure in your heart?
No, to be honest, we play this game for the camaraderie and the friendship, but it left a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth because I thought that we were going to convert all the advantages that we had. So it's a bit bitter, but I think we're getting closer. In the past, it's been a bit, the scores have been a bit wider, so I think we're getting really close, and I think next year we'll have it. But we'll still enjoy the spirit of the game, and we'll have a drink with our brothers. And take it on from there.
Just let's talk about the context of this Legends franchise of festival. First of all, it's a walk back in memory lane from some of the good days that you used to play. Like you mentioned, the camaraderie with people who used to be your foes and opponents, now friends and family. We've got to love this, especially just like Coach Osir mentioned earlier, in taking care of each other post-rugby. How is that process going on the Ugandan side?
No, it's fantastic. The bonds have slowly started to form again. You can see people like Timothy Mudola, who I think in the past has not been very active, is back. Soki is also in the game now. and the momentum is peaking. So we expect to attract more legends in the thing. And you know, like I said, the things, life is hard generally, especially for us millennials and all. So coming here and remembering the good times and having, you know, keeping fit, you know, physically, it's extremely helpful for us.
Now let's look forward. Next year, making any promises that you'll win it, or just continue to enjoy the franchise and the series?
No, next year we're coming for the cup. We've fallen a bit short, but next year we're definitely going to take it home and away.
Right, thank you so much, Coach, and we leave you to enjoy the celebrations. Win or lose, it's always a party.
Of course, for sure. So let's go and enjoy the beer.
All right, that is the coach of the Uganda Rugby Legends and Veterans. That's Roger Rukundo. Earlier we heard from the Kenya Legends by Nondi's coach, Oscar Osir. We'll be looking to speak to maybe a number of other players, but for now, I'll leave you to enjoy some of the beautiful images from Kampala Rugby, and then we'll be back with the trophy presentations.
entirely an accident when you're going up the stairs. Hopefully your wife didn't watch the game.
Lovely. Now, one of the things I would like us to talk about is now, finally, Captain, one thing I would like for us to discuss is the celebrations. There's always a party at a rugby ground, win or lose. Kampala is like home for the Kenyans. What are we looking forward to tonight?
I would love to say let the games begin, but that's on a light note. So of course, as after the hard 80 minutes on the pitch, the brotherhood continues.
Thank you so much. Please keep coming back. We enjoy the rivalries, and as well, we look forward to playing away from home in Kenya.
Thank you for welcoming us always. We are most grateful, and a big thank you to our brothers and our hosts.
Tweanziza asante. That is the Kenya captain Omondi. But for now, we'll be looking forward to speaking to more guys. But I would like for us to maybe just look at some of the images that came from the game today. Kenya against Uganda in the Legends franchise. Kenya winning by 17 points to 10, taking a 6-point aggregate victory and maintaining their dominance in the series. It's been 8 meetings rather between the two sides. Uganda winning just once last meeting, 16 points to 15 in Mombasa. But for 3 years and counting, the Kenya Legends by Nondis are in charge of this franchise. Let's look at some of those images from earlier today.